Welcome to PeopleTools Tech Tips. I'm Randy. You need to create a pie chart in PeopleSoft Insights and you're not sure where to start. I'm going to walk you through the basics of an Insights Pie visualization. At the end of this video, you'll have a basic understanding of Insights Pie visualizations and will be able to build your own. I'm using our PeopleSoft HCM PUM training data in this demo. If you want to see how we got it from PeopleSoft to Insights, and available here, see the links below and at PeopleToolsTechTips.com. A quick explanation of pie chart. Pie charts compare values to show portions of a total amount, generally percentages of a whole. In Insights, that whole may not be the absolute total whole, but the whole based upon current security and filters applied to the visualization. In other words, two people looking at the same chart may see different data based upon their security and applied filters. The visualization will always show a whole pie, but that whole only represents current selections. Let's get started. In Insights, navigate to Visualizations and create a new visualization. Choose Pie. Then choose your index pattern. We see our training pattern here. Our pie visualization appears showing all the data in our data set. Hovering, we see 242 classes, which is all the classes in our data set. Our current pie is on the left. Our configuration controls are on the right. First thing I'll do is add a filter to the whole visualization. I only want to see classes for active employees. Click on the Add Filter link. Field as payroll status is active. Save. Hover over the pie and we see that we now have 224 classes. We filtered out the 18 classes of employees who are no longer active. First off, what's the difference between a pie and a donut? On the Options tab, there is a donut control. The default is donut. Uncheck this and click Update. And now it's a pie. Recheck donut and update. It's a donut again. Tools tips. Tool tips are those black hover boxes that appear with the current slice information. Default is on. Uncheck it and update. We see the tooltip no longer appears when we hover it. I'll turn it back on and update. The legend position drop-down defines where the legend will appear: top, right, left, and bottom. We can disable the legend with the control at the bottom left-hand corner. Do we want to show labels? The default is no. Turn it on and update. We see our labels appear in the chart. Top level. If you have multiple data dimensions, this controls whether the labels show for only the top level or all levels. All levels can get messy. Show values. This controls if the values are showed on the slice. Truncate allows us to limit the label length in characters. The default is 100, which is huge. Back to the Data tab. Start with the metrics. Our most common metrics are count and sum. If you use sum, only the numerical fields in your data set are available. Think money and counts. I want to use the count because I'm showing the count of the classes in my slices. I'll set it to custom label classes and update. Buckets. Buckets are variable or memory locations. For pie charts, buckets are the pie slices you want to display. Insights has a finite number of buckets per visualization, only a few thousand, but that usually doesn't affect us in pies. Think of it this way. My data may break down into 500 slices, but I don't want to show 500 slices on my pie. The data will drown out the message. I want to show the top 5 slices, so I set the configuration to 5 buckets. Let's add our first field, company. Here's our enhanced training data from PeopleSoft. We have 14 unique companies, with GBI having the most classes. Add the active employee filter and we have 12 unique companies. Back to the pie chart. I want to show my company in the buckets. Click Add, and here's the difference between split slices and split chart. Let's show split chart first. That creates a pie chart for each of the company's values. Aggregation is terms. The company is our term, and max of 5. Click Update and watch this. 5 different pie charts, each for a different company. But that's not what we want to show in this chart. Delete this bucket. Then add split slice. Aggregation is terms. Terms mean any field from the index pattern. Field is the company again. you'll notice the default count is 5. Update and we see our chart with 5 slices. Notice that this is only 5 slices, but we had 12 unique companies in the data set. Why are only 5 showing? Because the bucket size is defined as 5. Order into the buckets is the count of companies descending. Changes to 8 and update. The first 8 companies appear in the slices in the pie. I'm going to change this back to 5, and then I'm going to click on the checkbox labeled Group Other Values in a Separate Bucket, and click Update. What this will do is group all the slices beyond our first 5 into another slice. Update and we see the other group in the slice here. And the cool thing about this is when we click on that other slice, it applies the filter and shows us the next 5 slices. And you'll notice we, again, have another slice. Click on it again and we see our remaining 2 companies. Remember, there are a total of 12 companies with active employees. We can go back to our start by deleting the filters at the top. Before we're done, we're going to set the custom label for this group to company. So those are our basic slices. I'm going to add another dimension to this pie. Click the Add, Split Slices, Terms, Field is Course Title, Bucket Size is 5, and I want to show the other. Update, and voila, we have our stacked pie. The inner ring is our 5 companies with the other, and for each one of those companies, it shows the 5 most popular classes with the other. What's cool is that all of these slices are filters. Click that outer course title slice, and Insights lets you select on how granular you want to filter your data. I'll just check Apply, and Insights filters the chart by both company equals GBI and course title equals project management. This is good for this pie visualization, but what's great is that these filters every visualization on your dashboard by these field values. Click to remove the filters and we're back to the original pie. Add the custom label of course to that bucket group. Before we're done, we have to save our visualization. I like naming my visualizations after the index pattern they use, the type, and the general idea of it. Click Save and we're done. We can now use this in a dashboard. So that's a quick run through of configuring an Insights Pie visualization. We have the slices, we have the multi-dimensional slices, we have the overflow slices as others, and options to customize this visualization for our users. How are you going to use a pie to tell a story in your data to your users? Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you next time here on PeopleTools Tech Tips.